What is up? How is everybody doing? Forza Milan, Forza Milan. It is Thursday, the day after. The day after that Milan gets kicked out of the Mickey Mouse Cup against 10-man Torino. But who cares? Nobody cares about the Mickey Mouse Cup. Nobody cares. What we really care about, the news that we really wanted to hear was finally we got one of the most important pieces of the season done, which is the renewal of Ismail Bennacer. Bennacer extends his contract with AC Milan until 2027, accepting somewhere around 4 million euros plus bonuses, including a total of 4.5 million. And he's going to continue to be part of the project, central part of the project. He's going to be considered one of the key players now with this contract. He's definitely considered as one of the key elements, one of the stable key elements, well, one of the columns that holds this castle together. Great win for AC Milan, great win for the player, great win for us tifosi rossoneri. We were dealing with the news for such a long time, trying to see what was going to happen with the whole let's say PTSD of Romagnoli, Kessi, Çalhanoğlu, Donnarumma, and all of these players that Milan was never able to renew. But now it doesn't look like we have this issue anymore. I mean, honestly, if we want to look at it objectively, this year, well, including this year and last year, Milan has renewed the contract of Tomori, retouched the contract of Tomori, Kalulu, now Bennacer, Tonali, Calabria, Salamakers, and I think that's it. So everybody is pretty much done. So now the next contracts that we got to look at are, of course, Leao. We have to look at Leao. The news regarding Leao is pretty positive. It looks like according to what the reports are suggesting, Leao's father is right now in communication, this week in communication with Maldini, talking about a potential renewal. Irfaina, a stupid journalist in Italy, wrote that Leao was asking for 10 million plus all these commission agents, but Mr. Leao himself wrote on Twitter that was all fake news with I'm tired of hearing this shit emoji. No, apparently right now the news regarding Leao is that Milan has offered Leao 7 million plus add-ons And this is more or less what other teams are offering now. And it looks like Milan is going to. It looks like Leao wants to stay with Milan. It looks like that this marriage is going to take place, and Leao is going to renew his contract, and again restabilize this sense of continuity, but also give assurance to the fans that Milan is a club that is capable of keeping its players rather than letting their players go. Let's go to chat and we'll talk a little bit more about it. What's up, Christian? How you doing? How you doing, my man? Hi, Montana. What's good, Roy? We keep number 4 for 4 more years. That's right. Absolutely. Big win. Now we're just waiting for Lau to know. Another thing to mention regarding what's up, Vasil? How you doing, my man? It is a stream, yes, sir. Isma, our best player this season, in my opinion. Big win. I totally agree. So far this season, especially with the absence of Magnan, another player that we need to talk about, he has definitely been, him and Leao have definitely been the 2 best players for sure. I mean, Isma Bennacer now has reached a level in which he could play in any big team in Europe. Any big team in Europe that Ismail Bennacer could be playing in. So we are lucky to keep him for a little bit longer. One of the things about his contract to note, though, is that he is there's still this release clause. The 50 million release clause stays on the contract, but it is activated only starting from next summer session, not this summer session, the next one. So I mean, what are we going to make out of it? 50 million for Bennacer, I think, is really cheap. It's a steal. Anybody that wants to get Bennacer for 50 million, that's really simple. Especially when you look at these clubs in England and what they're paying for players that are not even a shoe of Bennacer. So that 50 million release clause is a little bit of a nuisance, something that we'll have to deal with in the future. But in the meantime, we'll take it. We'll take the fact that Bennacer is staying with Milan. Bennacer wants to stay with Milan, and that Bennacer is going to keep on being with Milan. Is my heart of a team? It's because we don't have any Mirabelli signings left. Only Mirabelli signings cause trouble, and that is also a very good point. Literally, all of the Mirabelli signings are the ones that left that we had issues with, and this is something that we were noticing that we even brought up. That's a really good point. And now they're all gone. All the players that Maldini has brought into the squad, where he was part of the negotiation of bringing those, that initial basically transition or interaction was there. Maldini now has been able to pretty much renew everybody that he wanted to renew so far as those players, not the Mirabelli players, but the Maldini players. So yeah, the ones that are missing are Leao. Then, of course, Giroud. Giroud is asking for a little bit more money. Let's see how that goes, but it looks like that's going to be positive too. And also, we are looking at Magnan, I think, is going to be coming up soon. But anyway, great news for us Milanisti. Great news for us Milanisti. Ismail Bennacer is 100% renewed. Now, another player that I'm hoping that Milan takes care of, maybe this January or sometime before the summer, is Diaz. Diaz is a player, as we all know, belongs to Real Madrid, and he's on loan at Milan essentially. Real Madrid has parked Diaz in Milan, essentially trying to get Diaz some experience. We send our players to Lecce to get experience. Real Madrid sends their players to Milan to get experience. That says the difference of the clubs right now. That says a lot about the difference of the clubs right now. But anyway, regardless of that, I really hope that Milan can do something with Diaz. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Diaz. He looks like he's on the verge of becoming a top baller. As we spoke about it yesterday, his physiological clock has arrived. Now from here onwards, it's upwards and nowhere else. Brahim Diaz has preference on future ahead of meetings between Milan and Real Madrid. So let's see what this says about Brahim Diaz. AC Milan and Real Madrid are planning a meeting to discuss the future of Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz joined Milan on an initial season loan from Real Madrid in the summer of 2020 and then became and then came back on a 2-year loan starting last season, meaning he is a few months away from returning to Spain as things stand. According to Corriere dello Sport, however, the will of the party seemed to be clear. Brahim Diaz knows that he would not find the same playing at Real Madrid, and for this reason, he would like to stay at Milan. So, according to Pianeta Milan, this is what they're saying, that Brahim Diaz would like to stay at Milan. I'm not sure if these are his own words, or this is what the journalist that wrote this thinks, or that there are rumors suggesting this, or just using your logic. Can Diaz become a starter at Real Madrid? At this point, very difficult. Also because Real Madrid does not play with a number 10. I don't think so. They play a 4-3-3, I believe. I haven't been seeing Real Madrid much this year, so I'm not sure about that. But as far as I know, just thinking about their roster, I don't think they have any number 10s. So I think Diaz would not suit their system. But definitely, he's becoming a baller, and he could play. And soon, Diaz is going to be playing in any big team. He's going to be like a Papu Gomez kind of guy, one of these diminutive, small ballers kind of guy. But RossonARI, also due to the lack of guarantees from Charles de Kettler, are not shutting the door on the idea of keeping Brahim beyond the end of the current season. The clubs have scheduled several meetings in the coming weeks. Real Madrid requests $22 million to sell the 23-year-old permanently, a figure that Milan would like to try to lower as much as possible. $22 million for Diaz is a steal. It is a steal. Imagine Diaz at 25, how good he's going to become. And imagine a 25-year-old Diaz where we're going to say we only paid him 20 million or so. I think the price I saw was they want to try to bring it down to 20, maybe 15 or something like that. Everything is possible. Of course, there has to be seen what his wage situation will be. As far as I know, he has around a 5 million gross wage, so that's close to 2.53 million, which is not bad. It's not bad of a wage for Diaz if that's his wages. But this is the operation that I really want to see Milan do. Cheap operation for a player that knows the ropes, has been in the club, has grown with the club, and now has finally reached his maturity. And from now onwards, we're going to see a new Diaz. We saw it three times already. 3 times in a row, Diaz has played 3 exceptional games: Salernitana, Roma, and Torino. And then as soon as he gets out, as soon as Diaz is taken out of the game, the quality of a team goes down because he is really holding down that attacking midfield playmaking role, and he's being very efficient at doing that. Good for Diaz. Good for Diaz. So, yeah, that is my hope. We will see what happens. Speaking of Charlie de Kettler, actually, let's go to chat first before we talk about Charlie de Kettler. That's 100%. Milan is for life. When non-Milan fans look at AC Milan, most overlook is my feel good. That's an advantage to us. It's great news, but we need another player like him, young. I hope we get Onawi in the summer. Onawi is actually being linked with Milan. Also, there's a bunch of clubs that are being linked with Onawi. Napoli being one, Milan being another one. Let's see what happens. Yeah, me too, man. I hope we sign Diaz. Diaz almost there. I like the way he plays this season. Yeah, me too. Yeah, he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. Roy, do you think we'll get a discount on Diaz because that will be the only way we're going to keep him? I think Maldini and Ancelotti and these guys are going to probably. I would say so. One thing that I know is that Madrid and Milan have an excellent relationship. And Ancelotti being there also makes things a little bit simpler. So yeah, I think that the possibilities of a good deal for Diaz are definitely there. Then only time will tell. Are there any news about Magic Mike and Lord Ante? Okay, so what do we know about Magic Mike? Awful, terrible news regarding Magic Mike. Let's get to that. According to reports that came out recently, Magic Mike is going to be out for another 40 to 50 days. That is essentially 2 months. I don't know what is going on with this calf, but it is not good. It looks like this season is a cursed season for us fans, for the club, and for Magic Mike. It looks like he's going to be out for essentially the whole season. He's already missed a really big chunk of the season. He's going to miss even more. Like Gazzetta dello Sport mentioned, the defensive struggles that Milan are continuing to have and lack of clean sheets compared to the final part of the 21-22 campaign. However, according to the paper, there will be no rush in Magnan's recovery, and at present it seems as though he will be missing for at least another 40 to 50 days. These are the words that are coming out, and it's got to do with basically his calf not healing properly, and also the laceration of the operation not healing properly. Honestly, I wish we had more concrete, detailed information regarding his injury. This is one thing that if I were to criticize Milan a little bit, I would love to have a little bit more transparency regarding the situation of Magnan. But Milan is not saying anything regarding Magnan. As far as Ante Rebic, I believe Ante Rebic was in training today. Or not. No, Origi was in training today. So Origi was in training with the group. Maybe Rebic was in training too. I got to check again. But I know for a fact that Origi was in training with the group. So we do have Origi back with the team. Of course, we have Messias back with the team. So we're still missing Krunic. We're still missing Kjaer. We're still missing, of course, Florenzi, who is due soon. Florenzi is due soon. We're missing Balture. And of course, we're missing Ibra. And we will find out the situation with Rebic very soon. Very, very, very soon. But going back to the goalkeeping situation, this is what Maldini said. Maldini says that they have an exceptional plan in order to fix all the craziness that is happening. So he is very confident that he can fix everything this winter transfer market, and then we can be super competitive. This is what he says. Maldini makes Milan's plans for the January window clear. We won't do anything. There you go. That is Maldini's plan. This is what he said. We have faith in Tatarusano, who has played excellent games. We have Mirante, we have signed Vasquez. There's no other operation in sight. We won't make large investments, and we won't do anything in the winter transfer market, he said. Therefore, Pioli will have to bring out the best from the squad that he has available, even despite the long list of injury problems that he's battling. Milan had 10 absences for the defeat against Torino last night, and with so many players missing, it is tough to make headway in all competitions. The RossonARI do not have a history of making big splashes in the winter transfer window, with Fikayo Tomori being perhaps the biggest arrival since Maldini Massara started running the technical area. Guys, do not believe this headline. Do not believe the words of Paolo Maldini. We won't do anything. Paolo Maldini, this is a deceiving headline. He is trying to keep away the media off of his back. Maybe I'm hoping deep inside, but I think this is what he's doing. Obviously, Milan is going to have to do something in this market. Obviously, every market there's always opportunities. It could be something done that will be a preparation for the summer or whatever. But let's not forget that even last market was the same thing. Milan won't do anything. Milan won't do anything. But what did we find out after the facts? We found out that Elliott gave Maldini the funds to get Botman in the winter transfer market. But Maldini said no because Kalulu the growth of Kalulu was reassuring. So they all thought that there was no need at the time to get Botman. We already had Romagnoli, we had Kalulu, so the defense was all set up. There was no need to get Botman, but Elliott did give him the money to get Botman, right? And they opted not to get Botman. And then we know that at the end of the winter transfer market, he tried to get Sanchez, but then that operation did not come through. So I am willing to bet anything that after the 20th of January, we're going to start to see similar things. Names linked, players that are going to be very close. Maybe we're going to see some players join AC Milan. We shall see. Everything is possible. How is it an advantage to us? Less pressure him, I guess. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Senza Isma, the ship sinks. Yeah, 100%. The biggest thing Milan did this last year was ruining Isma. Absolutely. Yeah, so far, I mean, if you look at all the objectives, that we had, right? Main objective was to go through the Champions League group stages. We were able to do that. Objective completed. We're still up there in the top four, fighting for the Scudetto. We still have so many months left to talk about Scudetto. Right now, it's pretty much useless. Objective still in motion. Objective, as far as the market, we did renew Bennacer. Objective completed. So a lot of green ticks. Are there any objectives that we did not complete? Okay, we failed. We're out of the Coppa Italia, but who cares about the Mickey Mouse Cup? Seriously, who cares about the Mickey Mouse Cup? Actually, I was thinking about this earlier. I think this is a blessing in disguise. The fact that we got kicked out of the Mickey Mouse, to me, this is just my opinion, is a blessing in disguise. Because what happened after the Mickey Mouse? The whole team went to Milanello. They stayed there the night in order to get ready for the training tomorrow. So the whole team is compact right now. They're talking it out. They're figuring things out. Where do we go wrong? Where do we need to fix? These are important things because especially after that championship, winning the Serie A, this young team, it's very easy for them to get complacent, to get maybe a little bit too arrogant, to lose hunger. But now, because of these defeats, the team is going to use this anger in order to fuel their hunger, and we're going to see this. Yeah, so I'm not worried at all about these games that we lost points with Torino, we lost a game against Torino, we lost points. I'm not worried one because the season is still so damn long. Like in a few weeks, these games here we won't even ever be talking about them. So I don't understand why people dwell on losses like so badly. I really don't get it. But yeah, all these are good learning experiences for the team, for the coach, and they're going to be positive in the end. I'm pretty sure about that. Forza Milan. Why don't we get notifications? Because YouTube is shadow banning this channel because we talk. There's too much freedom of speech in this channel. Too much freedom of speech in this channel. We say too many things without filter. So YouTube decides to shadow ban. We better hope Eber will be back for Tottenham to shoot quote and script to remove. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what's the situation. I gotta say, I'm a little bit more worried now that we know Magnan will not be playing against Tottenham. That definitely worries me a little bit. Um, a, a, a Milan with Magnan against Tottenham, I'm very confident. Milan without Magnan, I don't know. I don't know. We will find out. Why is Maldini not nodding with head in PS game if we're good enough? Oh. No, no, no. This is what Galliani used to say in every market. We won't do anything. We're not going to do anything. Blah blah blah. This is all. It's all to keep the media away. Obviously, these guys are on the phone every day, all day, looking for operations, looking for opportunities, probably trying to negotiate here and there. Remember that they did negotiate something regarding Nao Lang, right? I wonder if Now Lang is eventually going to be joining the club in replacement of Rebic. I remember that beginning of last summer, Now Lang agent was at Milanello, and reports were saying that Now Lang and and the club had found an agreement. So it looks like the club does find agreements with players, but then of course it comes down to the clubs have to negotiate with each other. Talking about Isma, he's overlooked. Yeah. We all know he's definitely a top G. Well, he's overlooked by the fans, but not by the footballing community. Not by the footballing community. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Charlie De Kettler. Man, the news on Charles is so negative. Man, it is so negative. Gazzetta dello Sport gave him like such a low rating. The memes coming out. Okay, this I have to change this. I have to make the effort to change the direction of where this is going. Last night, even though a lot of people didn't see it, but I think because they're not capable of seeing it, did not appreciate De Ketelaere's performance. But De Ketelaere in that center, in that false nine role, played a very good game. Actually, we can look at all his plays. He had his uh, play conversion was almost perfect. It was almost perfect. I thought he was absolutely brilliant in that position. He came down his back to goal playing layoff. His the way he would come back to goal, and then interact with the team and send the wingers, the attacking midfielder up. I mean, I thought it was great. So I think Charles De Ketelaere, if you play them in that position, you're going to see a lot of good things. And I really feel bad for him because the news today was so negative against him. It was brutal. Man, it was brutal, 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 brutal. Let me see if there are any De Ketelaere versus Torino highlights. Poor kid, man. Poor kid. Nothing yet, but if as soon as they put out some De Ketelaere versus Torino highlights, we're going to look at them and we're going to analyze them. I agree with you, Roy. CDK is not a number 10. He showed us yesterday. Yeah, he showed very good things, man. As a false nine, he showed really good things, and I was very impressed actually with how he played that false nine role. Of course, people are like, okay, he didn't score, he didn't do this. Well, let's first of all let's see how he plays there, and then let's get to the goals slowly by slowly. Again, guys, like Tonali, we gave Tonali 1 year. Tonali, his first year, I liked his first year. I mean, I knew. Thing is, like, I'm a little bit more aware of the physiology of players. A lot of people are just not aware of that. But yeah, okay. Like next year, CDK is going to be a baller. He's going to be a baller, guys. What do you think about the loss yesterday? In my opinion, the Pareggio against Roma hurts way more. Fuck the Coppa, to be honest. Focus on another cup. I would say let's get the eighth star. The eighth star. Oh, what do I think? Uh, First of all, I consider the Coppa Italia a Mickey Mouse Cup, a cup that means nothing. I don't mind the experiments that Pioli did. I didn't mind Pioli using that 3-5-1-1. I thought it's a good game to get Frank some minutes, to get Dest a full game, to give Pobega a full game, to give CDK a full game. It was good for that. Um, Actually, I'm happy we lost. I'm happy we lost because sooner, as the season goes forward, especially when we get into March, April, and February, especially if we go through the Champions League, we don't want to be dealing with no Coppa Italia while we have to win points for the Serie A and the Champions League. The Coppa Italia brings you zero. It brings you nothing. Like, who cares about the Coppa Italia? Of course, losing against 10 men is a bad look, and people are going to criticize you. And of course, that means that the team needs to band together and talk it out and figure out what's going on. But, bro, this is not the end of the world. The end of the world is far, 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 far away. Even the tie against Roma, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Listen, we knew people that paid attention in the summer, that literally the last day of the calcio mercato, you could tell which team was going to excel, and you could tell how Milan was going to do in comparison to last year. So if you are an objective human being, and if you know how to read these things properly, today you will not be surprised about the situation. Yeah, the situation is exactly how you think it was going to go. But does this mean that now the world is over? No, this just means that Milan is going through this phase right now that they have to mitigate. And it is what it is. It is what it is. The victories will come back, and people will forget what happened with Roma and what happened with Torino. I really like him yesterday, and he's better than Rebic at that position. I 100% agree. He looked great. What do you think about? Oh, I read that. I hope we start Diaz and CDK against Lecher. Never lost him CDK. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Actually, if there was one thing I want to criticize Pioli yesterday was like, why use Giroud? Like, Giroud is an old like he's great, yeah. But why use Giroud? Like, let him rest. Play him against Lecce. Don't play him against Torino. But one thing we noticed that the moment CDK went back to the attacking midfield position, he stopped working. He stopped collecting the ball. He was lost. He didn't get any possession. He had very few touches on the ball. But when he was up top, he played the false nine way better than Giroud played that position. Even though Giroud is a better finisher, meaning Giroud can get himself in a good position and finish the goals. But as far as touching the ball, laying it off, playing with the teammates, CDK was way better than Giroud. Maybe CDK have a place on the right wing. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I don't think so. Honestly, there's no player that has such work rate like Rebic. CDK is better technically, but I have the feeling he does not trust himself. Should try the shot way more often. Well, put him in a position where he can shoot. In the attacking midfield, it is not his position. If in the attacking midfield, he has to go too deep. He has to press. One thing that was very noticeable yesterday, because CDK was pretty much alone there, that his pressing game is quite weak. He does not press with intensity. So why even keep him as an attacking midfielder if he doesn't press with intensity? Diaz presses with a shitload of intensity. The Diaz press is very impressive. So CDK, use him for his qualities. His qualities are his technique and his offensive intelligence, and his ability to keep possession, and his ability to send players back to goal. So CDK is a false nine, perfect position. I think my prediction that going into the rest of the season, we're going to have a new signing, which is Diaz. Diaz is going to be like a new signing, pretty much. He's reached his physiological clock now. He understands the spacing, the timings. He's got it all. Unless, of course, an injury breaks him down again. But as long as he is healthy, Diaz is almost like a new signing. And CDK, false nine. We will win against Tottenham unless we get any more injuries. Leonte will terrorize the right side. I hope so, my man. I 100% hope so. I definitely hope so. I definitely hope so. Okay. Let's keep on going. Let's look for some other interesting news. Nothing interesting regarding players and links. I don't think Milan right now. I think Milan this is a little bit more focused on renewing players than getting any players. So let's look at these links though. Let's look at these links that have come out. Let's start with Milan are all in on De Keller and want to keep Brahim Diaz. Yes, this is a good headline. Yes, guys. 23, 21, false nine, Cam, perfect. Let's keep on going with this duo. This is a good situation. Good situation. Give these guys trust in these players. Okay, this player here, interesting player, young kid, very young but physically, very mature physically. So let's see. In the modern edition of La Repubblica, writes that Paolo Maldini and Enrique Massara are planning to give Pioli striker regardless of Oliver Giroud's future, given that the Frenchman is 36 years of age and Zlatan is 40. One of the players in the list is Randall Colomani of Eintracht Frankfurt, but his asking price could be high. So Maldini and Massara are also thinking about Rasmus Højlund, the 19-year-old who is showing good things with Atalanta and was actually targeted by the RossonARI in the summer. At the moment, he's not considered up for sale, but Ladea could change their mind if they were to receive a big offer, given they spent 17 million to sign him. The teenager has 3 goals and 1 assist in 13 Serie A appearances this season. This is a very interesting player. 19 years old, already in the national team, the senior national team, already a player in Serie A, doing some good things. He has the physique of a mid-20-year-old. And technically, he is very good. So this is a very interesting link. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's very difficult to get players from Atalanta, especially if they succeed. Then those players are going to cost quite a lot. Another link is Rafinha to AC Milan. Barcelona may consider sale of 67 million winger as Maldini monitors the situation. So my question is this. This is my question. I am not a professional in the world of DS scouting and managing a club in the transfer market scenario, right? I'm not an expert in any of that, but I could have told you in the summer that Rafinha is not worth 67 million, and Rafinha is a very normal player, and that he's not going to he's not going to be anything special at Barcelona. I could have told you in the summer that Kessie has got nothing to do with Barcelona. So if me from my studio can say these things, how the fuck does Barcelona not know this? I could have told you that this was going to happen in the summer. Rafinha, useless signing. Kessie, useless signing. Both Kessie and Rafinha are looking to leave. Barcelona thinks that both these players are excess and they don't know how to use them anymore. The former Leeds man has been asked to play on the left, given Xavi has preferred Osimhen and Dembele on the right, but RossonARI could offer him the role as he prefers. So basically, Rafinha on the right. Would we take Rafinha on the right? Sure, but not for any of these kind of prices. Absolutely not. For a normal price, guys, Rafinha is not. Rafinha is a normal player. Okay, he's a normal player. He's not like a super duper star. Mi dispiace finché ci sarà questa proprietà non cambierà nulla, saremo fortunati ad arrivare nelle prime 4 a fine stagione. Ma scusa, se abbiamo appena rinnovato Bennacer, perché devi pensare che la società non funzioni? Abbiamo appena rinnovato Bennacer. Roy, what was your thoughts on Dest yesterday? I thought on the left he was pretty atrocious. He got his ass kicked by Singo. On the right, he looked better because he didn't have a very strong opponent on the right. But Dest, when he has a strong opponent on him, he doesn't have much to offer, I think, right now. But of course, Dest also has to deal with physiology. He's only 21, so Dest at 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is going to keep on growing. I've been watching Rasmus since the beginning of the season. He's very good talent, but not yet ready. It would be crazy to buy him and keep him on loan at Atalanta. That would be a good deal. Yeah, absolutely. He's good. I like him, for sure. I don't want Kessie to return. I like him, but we're building something here. Much rather take Onali, who repeat. Yes, I'm totally with you on that. No more. That is water under the bridge. Dobbiamo credere allo scudetto e non solo finire tra le prime 4. Dobbiamo lottare per lo scudetto per finire nelle prime 4. Poi se tu vinci lo scudetto, vinci lo scudetto. Però la cosa più importante è che prossima stagione possiamo competere un'altra volta per la Champions League, perché noi dobbiamo vincere la Champions League, non lo scudetto. Poi lo scudetto si lotta per lo scudetto, ogni anno si lotta per lo scudetto. Fino alla fine lotti per lo scudetto, ci devi credere. Però se non lo vinci, devi finire nelle prime 4. 30 million to take it or leave it for Rafinha? You know what? If I were to spend 30 million, I would say I would spend that money on the young Brazilian in Santos instead. I think he costs a little bit less wages, and I would develop him. I would develop that Angelo Gabriel instead of Rafinha. That's what I would do. Bennacer è una classe specifica per il 2024 il mercato estivo solo per le squadre estere di 50 milioni. Sì, non è un granché, però è meglio di niente. Sto qua quest'estate, se non arrivano nei primi 4 ci saluta. Vabbè, ma è lui che ci deve aiutare ad arrivare nei primi 4. Se non ci aiuta ad arrivare ai primi 4, allora che cazzo ci sta a fare al Milan? Vabbè, ma che scudetto, Maldini ha detto che siamo a posto così, già era questi a gennaio, ma questa è una gallianata. Sta facendo come faceva Galliani. Galliani diceva le stesse cose, però poi comprava i giocatori. Si sta tenendo i giornali a bada, insomma. Any news on Angelo Gabriel? I have no news on Angelo Gabriel. I wish I did. I really like. I really like Angelo Gabriel. I think I think that's an opportunity there. 17-year-old, already 50 appearances in a top division. He's obviously going to become a Brazilian national team player. He has so much career in front of him. I would take the risk and put in at least 20 million to get him. I'm losing faith in the Kahat in the chat. Oh, in the chat. I saw some people who came here and say they're ashamed of being. That was, yeah. There are some fans that are not real fans that will say stupid shit like that, and yeah, these fans that say that, they when the team does well, they're like, yeah, Milan forever, Milan this, Milan that, and I'm not talking about Falcon Flynn, who always says Milan forever. I'm not talking about you, Milan for life. Falcon Flynn is always Milan for life, no matter what. But there's some people that when Milan loses, they're ashamed of being a Milanista. But when Milan wins, it's Milan for life. Milan is the best, and no, that's not how it works. Non sappiamo se sia vero, secondo me non è vero. Ha rinnovato per gentilezza, ma che gentilezza, dai, così non va via zero. Vabbè, anche se fosse, bene, così almeno se lo dobbiamo, intanto ce l'abbiamo, poi se lo dobbiamo vendere lo vendiamo, ma secondo me se Bennacer dovesse rimanere, no, Bennacer rimane, una volta che il Milan arriverà al punto dove competerà per la Champions League, Bennacer non se ne va da nessuna parte. In più ci sono voci che sia già accordato con una squadra inglese, Liverpool forse. Sembra strano. According to the Corriere, that Simeone would consider the Nerazzurri as a real possibility for his future. I definitely see that happening. Simeone would be perfect for Inter. Simeone would be 100% perfect for Inter. Ashamed of losing Coppa Italia, we experimented a lot and learned a lot as well, in my opinion. Also advantage for us, less games and less stress for the players. I'll never be ashamed of being a Milan fan. Well said. Yeah, who cares about the Coppa Italia? Like, nobody has ever cared about this competition. It's just a waste of energy. Now, of course, like, let's say if we can't beat Tottenham, that is going to hurt a lot. That is going to hurt. If we can't... If the team finishes under the top 4, that is going to be a tragedy. But the team needs to fight for the Scudetto, and then let's see what happens next. Okay, so we're looking at links. What about this one right here? Milan looking to create funds. Now, one of the things, Laert went on a crazy rant with me, just because I said something very normal. Many clubs, the way they make their money is through sales. It is essentially through sales. And one of the things that Maldini and Massara have not been able to do so far at a very efficient rate is sell players. Just knowing when to, quit trying to renew, let's sell, let's monetize in order to fill the bank account with money that can be used for the market. Obviously, this is one of the next things that Maldini and Massara need to get. Well, Maldini specifically needs to get better at selling players. So the possibility of Rebic leaving for 20 million. No, Milan could consider sell of winger to fund move for 20 million Chelsea man. Okay, so yeah, Ziyech has been linked with Milan for a very long time. Ziyech played with Chelsea against Man City. He lost. Chelsea lost today against Fulham. Also, Chelsea and Man City got kicked out too by smaller teams, by the way, in their domestic cups. Chelsea lost today against Fulham. Would I replace Ziyech with Rebic? Tough question. Tough question. I don't know. You guys tell me. I want to. What do you guys think in the chat? Would you guys replace Rebic with Ziyech? Sempre Milan. That's right. Asking myself how such fans survived the last 10 years. Must have cried all the time as it wasn't easy to be a Milanista after 2011. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like right now, Milan is in a much better situation. Things are looking good in the future. Okay, we can be upset of the results that happened in these past days, but to think that the club is done, the club is finished, nah, that's no. I will replace Junior with Ziyech. Rebic, no chance. I don't know if it's hard for me to say because right now I'm not happy with Rebic. I'm not happy with Rebic because this guy has played. I think I've seen that he's played something like 30% of the games with Milan in his own. He's played 30% out of the 100% games that he could have been played, but he's only played 30%. So he's only played essentially a third of the games. Um, I'm very upset with Rebic right now, especially with his performances against Cremonese. So right now, I have no sympathy for Rebic. But Ziyech is not a player that, I don't know, gives me many guarantees either. But I don't know, guys. We will see. We will find out what happens here. Every time, Sandra says, every time. No, it's January's Rebic season starts now. If you know, you know. Let's see if history repeats itself. Let's see if history repeats itself. All right. What are the other links? Any other links? Any other links? FIFA agent reveals Milan walked. Okay, blah, blah, blah. No. The journalist believes Milan are suffering from disappointing summer mercato. I read that earlier. Franco Ordine. Nothing new there. Nothing new. I think that's all the links that we got so far. That was all the concrete links. Let's go to milannews.it. Guarda, secondo me arrivederci scudetto, forza quarto posto, terzo secondo. It's worth a risk. He was good at the World Cup and remembers his injury prone. He just don't get respected in Chelsea. I mean, that's a good point. He did have a fantastic World Cup. Maybe, he definitely has the qualities. We need to get rid of Rebic. Baka. Yeah, Baka actually looks like he is going to be leaving. No one will buy Rebic or Baka. That's a problem. I mean, right now, why would anyone buy them? Why would anyone buy them? Okay, let's see if there's anything else over here. Acqua Fresca says the Scudetto race is still open. Milan is still there. Guys, tomorrow, huge game. Napoli-Juventus. Looking forward for that game. And then Saturday, early game for Milan. Lecce Milan, we'll do the watch along. That's going to be a good game. Interesting to see Colombo. One thing we got to watch out for Lecce, guys. Lecce plays at an incredible speed. It's basically like Torino, but on steroids. These guys are running like crazy the whole time. It'll be a difficult game. Definitely a difficult game. Bennacer says, orgoglioso di continuare in rossonero, voglio dare ancora di più. Proud to continue with AC Milan. I want to give even more. Wow, look at this. Let me translate this, guys. Check this out. Barcelona, the chats of the former executive. Messi was a sewer rat. They're calling Messi a sewer rat. Damn. Guys, by the way, I don't know if you know, but Shakira released a song that sucks. Fucking sucks. Terrible song. But it's all about PK. So check it out. It's just basically a song throwing dirt on PK. The song sucks. It's a terrible song. Obviously, it was done in an afternoon. The video isn't like in a home studio, in a bedroom studio. You know, I mean, obviously there was no production around for that video, but check that song. It's funny. Chelsea fans are spoiled. Most English teams fans are spoiled. Problem with Rebic is injuries. We know that, but when he plays, most of the time he's running his ass off. I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to see it. I do like Milan's setup in the Champions League with Rebic in the on the right. I did like that. We won both games 4-0 with that formation. The last two games against Salzburg and against Dinamo. Bennacer, yeah. Anything new? De Cutler, he has talent and ability. It must be weighted. Yes, I agree. Tomorrow the finishing. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that covers everything. Diplomatic crisis with Algeria. Morocco withdraws from the African Nations Championship. What? Wow. Okay, so Morocco withdraws from the African Nation Championship. I guess is that the Champions League or something like that? The African Champions League. Nagelsmann warns Bayern must take a goalkeeper. Well, not Magnan. The stadium is a chaos. One day they say Milano, another day they say Sesto. It's chaos. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think we covered everything for today. What we actually need right now is someone like Noni Madueke. Yeah, Maduke. Yeah, he's really good. He's very good. I actually like his sub, the youngster Bakayoko, even better. But Noni Madueke is really good. Baka can sit on the bench and still get paid win a Scudetto just to stick it to us and smoke a cigar while celebrating. Right now, really and truly, the only way to get rid of him is to cancel the loan, which costs money. So here we are. The latest reports are suggesting that Chelsea is ready to terminate his contract and terminate everything. So it looks like it's going in that direction. Roy, the watch along is very shit because most of the time you're ahead of us. Maybe you should consider just talking about the team and not commenting on the game. Just my opinion. You mean behind you, not ahead of you, behind you. Wait, Am I ahead of you or am I behind you? Because most of the time it feels like I'm behind everybody here. Rebic is gone this summer, though. That's for sure. And also, if let's say since I do commentary, you can synchronize the game with my commentary if you want. Rebic is gone this summer. Well, that's for sure. Let's see. Roy, check out Kendry Paez. He's phenomenal. Man, if he is not phenomenal, you are going to get it. You're going to get it. 15-year-old. Wow, this guy is 15. What are we going to do with a 50-year-old? I mean, I guess you mean he's good for the Primavera. Phenomenal. That's a big word, man. If he's not phenomenal, I swear, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly if he's not phenomenal. So he's similar to Di Maria, Riyad Mahrez. He's Colombian, 15 years, left foot, right wing cam. What is this? I mean, well, Baca will see off his time in Milan for the next 6 months. I think instead of Revich, we should get rid of Origi. He's so selfish, never passing the ball. And in fact, had only one goal and did not do anything else for us. I'm not a big fan of Origi either. I thought we shouldn't have never gotten Origi, but I don't think we're going to get rid of Origi right now. If let's see, maybe he can help the team. We'll find out. I don't want to sound like a hater, but we all knew that there wasn't going to be any Mercato. Come on, guys. Let's see. After the 20th of January, anything can happen. Most of the time, you're actually ahead of me, really. Well, most of the time, I'm actually behind everybody else. So, how far back are you, Majidine? Who fought? Who talked about John Baccarenza, Fernandez, Colomoni, and CDK? Well, CDK, definitely not you. That's for sure. CDK, Hans has been busting our balls about CDK forever. Henso Fernandez, Colomani. Yeah, Baca, you definitely brought up Jean Bakayoko. He's really good. Enzo Fernandez was on, you brought him up and then he turned out to be in the news. But I've never seen any reports seeing Milan linked with John Bakayoko, so I think you made that one up. Colomani, I don't think he's anything special, by the way, Colomani. Yeah? I don't think he's anything special. Bennacer Leao is our January Mercato. Oh, I don't know, guys. Come on. All right, go ahead. Challenge me. We need to spend more money. We're AC Milan. Redbird just want to make a profit of our club and that effing saying that no one cares about. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see what Redbird is all about. Roy, when do you think we'll be able to buy champions? We already have a few champs like Tonali, Mike Tomori, Theo David, and Bennacer. Iber's almost done. You mean like champions, like Neymar, like Salah? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but I would rather create champions like how we're doing right now. I think we can afford those kind of players after we have a stadium. I think we will be able to afford. But as long as we keep on creating champions like Leao, I mean, Leao costs as much as a champion today. So I think we're in the right direction. But to buy actual champions, probably after the stadium. I mentioned him to you in March, bruh. Hans has been talking about CDK since he was fucking born, dude. Like we've been hearing this CDK hype forever with Hans. Me too. I'm not hyped up. You get credit for Bakayoko and you get credit for Enzo Fernandez. You do not get credit for CDK. You're not hyped about Colomano either. Yeah. Fight me with arguments about certain mentioned statements. Okay, so what is the argument? Eber is done. Done with the fact that people actually believe he can do something for us on the pitch. It's comedy. The man struggles to stay on side. Let's see. I mean, I don't know what to think about Ibra right now. I mean, we have to see how he's going to behave when he comes back and how his knees are going to behave and how long how long he can stay without getting injured. Okay, my internet is shit today, guys. January 16th. Oh, yeah. He's actually back in training. I did read that he will be back in training. Either it was going to be this week or next week. That's very interesting. Koulibaly is a very good player regardless, and letting him go to Frankfurt was criminal. I'm sure about that. I think the internet today is not cooperating. Okay, let's see. He says this kid is phenomenal. I just This is a Sunday Park. Ooh, good play overall, the whole team. Okay, I don't know, guys. Do you think this kid is phenomenal? Okay, so straight away from what I'm seeing from his kind of football, such as yeah, he's a technical player. He definitely has the technique of a winger. So he has the winger technique for sure. Um, Difficult to say how he would react in a more competitive setting. I mean, he'd be a great purchase for the youth sector. Sure, why not? I'm not against that. Bringing him for the youth sector. But if you think a 15-year-old is going to come to Milan and start teaching Serie A how to play football, I think you're crazy. Yeah, for this youth sector wouldn't be bad, and then develop him slowly, patiently. I'm all about that. I'm all about getting the future champions. But please tell me you're not saying for the first team. Are you saying for the first team? Please clarify. Ibra's doing much more than only playing on the pitch. He's leader off the field, sometimes more important than anything else. That is definitely a good point. He definitely brings something to the locker room that not many people have the ability to do. Our top three goalkeeper in the world is out. What do? We keep on playing Tata Cantanu, and then sign an unknown guy from South America. Isn't Ibra in Miami? He was on holiday. Don't respect the line. He has massive impact on the club. No, he was at the San Siro. He was at the San Siro yesterday. Not even Salah was phenomenal at this age. Messi was phenomenal at this age. But my question to you is, how do you consider him phenomenal um, when playing? I mean, he's only 15, and again, like I mean, for the youth system or for the first team? Because if you tell me for the first team, then my man, you need to go to an asylum and get your head checked. All right, like what are we talking about here? Ah, okay, all right. Yeah, if for the youth system, sure. He looks like a good prospect. He's got good technique. Oh, he's got good technique. He's got the flair. He's got a Brazilian flair to his game. Um, I mean, you can see right away that how a player managed the ball, his touches, just his first touch, you can tell this player is technical. Okay, so yeah, for the youth system, absolutely, absolutely. Dico solo una cosa, senza Ibra non saremmo diventati campioni. Ovvio, ovvio. È Ibra che trasmette quella mentalità da campione ai ragazzini, perché sono tutti ragazzini nella squadra. Guys, I'm not saying Ibra is not important. I get he's useful off the pitch, but on the pitch, you guys are expecting way too much from him. Way too much. I think if you play him 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes of the game, that's good enough. Obviously, you cannot expect him to play 90 minutes every 3 days. But if you play him, if on the bench, from the bench, you can bring in Ibra to close out the games, to have that presence as a center forward, bro, that's every coach's wet dream, the ability to do that. What do you think, Roy? Do you think? Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Uh, for Milan B. Okay. Yeah, for La Primavera, yeah. He's Ecuadorian. Okay. I'm still salty about our loss to Torino. Cardinals better prepare a war chest for the summer. Actually, the war chest seems to be so far Longo. The same guy said that we're going to have 50 million. He said it's going to be exactly the same next season. Agent and friend, you and I know that's not going to happen. Make it happen. Yeah, I don't care that much either, to be honest. Gigio was 16, but at 16, Gigio already had the body of a 20-something-year-old, and of course, Gigio. I mean, at 16, he was not perfect. Yeah, I mean, Gigio, I think is an outlier. I think he's an outlier. I mean, maybe shit, dude. Like, if this kid is 15, he comes up Milano and he teaches football. That is a miracle. That is a 1 in a million kind of situation. We somehow got bought by guys that are stingier than Elliot. Well, we still have to find this out. So far, we renewed Bennacer. That seems like a good statement, Red John. That seems like a good statement to me, Red John. Safe, nice. This boy isn't ready for first team. We'll check to his mouth. Yeah, of course. This boy isn't ready for first team. It takes time. I mean, of course. 15-year-old. I mean, we are strengthening our youth sector. I do like what we're doing with our youth. So bringing in potential champions, I'm all in. All in. Yeah. We're almost there. We're almost there. Actually, today we're close. If it wasn't for the injuries, it would seem like it. Yeah, Donnarumma was a outlier. He's an outlier. These players that get to play in Serie A at 16, 15. I mean, I've never seen anybody play at 15. The I think Pellegrini was 16, Maldini 16, Totti 16, Del Piero 16. Robert, qua ce ne sono tanti, eh? Qua ce ne sono tanti. Tanti, tanti, tanti. Molto, molto negativi. Losing to a 10-man Torino at home suggests otherwise. La, 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 la. La la la. All right, guys. I think we're almost done here. I think we're almost done here. Interesting player. I gotta say that Mr. Chunk, old Colo Chunk from Italia, does usually bring some good players for us to look at. Some interesting players to look at. Yeah, for the Primavera, he'd be very interesting. Paul Chakator is a good talent. Nothing much. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone. Hold the phone. How is this Ecuadorian a phenomenal player? But Chaka Torres is just a good talent. Explain this. Please explain this. Keeping Leao will determine if we're a growing or a failing project. I think we are going to keep Leao. And yes, I do agree that keeping Leao is the biggest statement of them all. Excuse me. Why is everybody so negative about the game against Zero UCL Tottenham Club? Do you guys only look at the match result on Fox or something? It's one draw robbery and one loss in the Mickey Mouse Cup. My only worry about the Tottenham game is not having Manyan. That's it. Suggest that we have young team and no backup, and we didn't deal well with the game, and the same with Roma. Sustainability right now is 100% the key word. Sustainability is definitely the key word. Yes, explain to me how this kid is a phenomenal player, but Chakatrey is just decent talent. No, veramente no, realistica che siamo i campioni del 2002, adesso sono al terzo posto, ora non c'è niente per essere così negativo. Fuck the Coppa. Fuck the Mickey Mouse Cup. But can't you say that at 16 Chakatrey was already playing in Serie A? If he is 16, by the way, because I'm starting to get a little bit concerned with these African players. Ever since Clint has brought up this situation with African players under age, like there's always news coming out. Now this, I don't know if it's true, but apparently the German kid, Makweke or whatever his name is, apparently now they're saying he's not 16, he's actually 22. I have no idea what's going on. You know, I know it's not a politically correct topic, but whatever, it is what it is. Um, it is started. I mean, the whole Cameroon team had what? The whole U17 Cameroon team had no. Cameroon had two youth teams with more than half the squad not of age, and I don't think that Samuel Eto'o, the president there of the FA, even knew. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. We all know that our owners will not spend any money. We don't make simple. Not every owner wants to spend from there. Yeah, guys, we have the process is slow. Our process is slow. We cannot spend like Chelsea does. And look at where Chelsea is. They're 10th in the EPL. They're 10th, and freaking they got kicked out in the cup by freaking Fulham. Do you think he was playing in the Serie A at 16? Well, he was playing at Parma in the first team at 16. That is pretty good. I can make Red John play football and film some clips of him, and he looked like the biggest Albanian talent of the year. I don't think it takes that much. Ooh, dig! That is a low blow. 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 I don't think it would take that much. According to YouTube, Leao in 2019 was Mbappe. Okay. By the way, I think Andrew Pez already has some appearances in first team at 15. All right. Okay. Fuck the Copa, but at the same time losing to 10 men Torino at home and to 2 drawing Toronto to be 0-0. I mean, yeah, it's 2 bad results in a row. I mean, it happens. It happens. What are you gonna do? Life moves on. Life moves on. Fulham was Premier League, man. Quest'anno non la pancia piena, purtroppo. And they need to svuotare quella pancia. Devono svuotare quella pancia. According to YouTube, Trump was the president in 2020. And if we were to believe that Xhaka has indeed played in the Serie A at 16, it was only a couple of minutes in the last game of the season. Well, guys, at 16, what do you expect? What do you expect at 16? But no. Okay, objectively speaking, if I were to compare Xhaka Touré to this player here, different players. This player a little bit more, let's say, direct in running forward with the ball. Xhaka Touré more of a player that can slow down the pace of the game and use his technique to organize the game. So two different kind of players. The draw against Roma was one of the most terrible for me. You're right. However, the best team in the world can have a bad 10 minutes, and it can happen to every team like that. That is very true. Let's still put our heads up and focus on winning. We need that winning mentality. Now, no negativity. Well, I agree. Right now, the team needs to band together, be positive with each other. You know, the only reason why people fall is to stand up once again. So they need to get cheesy with each other and band together like a team, like a family. Chakachara looks his age though, and he kind of came to Italy when he was mad. Look, I want to believe that he is his age, and I'm going to believe he is. But yeah, that's 100% correct. That is 100% correct. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here, guys. I covered everything that we needed to cover today. We covered everything. Um, so tomorrow there's going to probably be a live during the Napoli Juve game to see what our rivals are doing. Number one, number two spot. That game is going to determine our future as well. Maybe the best result would be best result would probably be a tie for AC Milan. A win for Juventus would just give momentum to Juventus that we don't want. A win for Napoli would just give momentum to Napoli. So a tie to both of those teams would just kind of like settle the waters down. And if Milan can win, Milan can recover points on both those teams. So let's hope for a tie. I would say I think that is the most logical result that suits us best. Let's hope for a tie. What do I expect tomorrow? I think Napoli's going to win 4-1. I think Napoli's going to win 4-1. But I'm hoping that Juventus, with their anti-football, with the most disgusting football in the history of mankind, they can keep. Since Juventus is going to give the ball to Napoli, and the whole Juventus squad is going to be behind the line of the ball in their box, let's hope that Juventus can pretty much keep Napoli away. I mean, not give Napoli or save Napoli's opportunities and then not score 0-0. That would be the best result for us, I think. But I don't see that happening. We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. Juve are contenders for the Scudetto after their bullshit start and their bullshit football too. I can't believe it. I think Juve will be relegated. oh, yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Juve is in big trouble. These guys completely manufactured their accounts and their books in order to stay in the parameters, to not get to be competitive. These guys pure cheated. They cheated. It was pure cheat. They cheated. So there was actually some reports suggesting that next year they're going to start with minus 30 points. So these are ongoing discussions, ongoing sanctions are being looked at. But yeah, Juventus clearly cheated. Juventus clearly cheated during that COVID period by manufacturing their books. So yeah, there is going to be repercussions, of course. Right now they're saying minus 30 points next season. I think that Juventus is going to appeal for that, and we're probably going to find something else. Whatever it is, we're going to find out what it is. But for sure, Juventus is going to get some kind of sanction, some kind of penalty. Inter merda. All right, guys. Having said that, we will see you tomorrow for the live. It's going to be an open live tomorrow. For the Napoli Juventus game, and then the next day we're doing the watch along for Lecce and the post match. And Liart, where the hell are you, brah? Where's Ari? Where's Liart, guys? I'm running this channel on my own. I might as well just take this channel and make it mine because nobody else pulls their weight. All right, guys. Peace out, everybody. Alla prossima. Forza Milan. Ciao.